Hi, everybody, and welcome to your Soul Journey briefing. And it's great to have you on the call today. And our purpose today is that most of you have heard about our company, Soul Journeys, yet you may not ever have experienced a soul journey. In fact, you probably have no idea what we even do there. So, this is why we're here to tell you exactly this. Soul Journeys has been in operation since basically late 2007, so it's 10 years old. I've personally led 22 trips this year to different destinations on 5 continents around the world. And so it's been just an amazing time there, and we've had some amazing guests. And I think the thing about Soul Journeys, when I look at this photo that's in front of me, and I see people like Carrie, who's been on over 10 Soul Journeys, Reno, who comes up to 10 this year, Shazar, who's been on about 8, and Jeanette and Tony, probably about 5, 6. You know, we've got lots of people, Byron, probably about 5. We've got lots of people in this photo that have been on 2, 3, 4, or 5 Soul Journeys. So the question is, why do they keep coming back? What's so special? And why isn't it like ordinary travel? Well, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today, folks, is exactly what is a soul journey and why is it very different to anything you've experienced before. Firstly, a quote from about conscious leaders from Forbes magazine. It said, as a conscious leader, your job isn't to run around trying to save the world. Your job is to go within, to do the inner work that allows you to show up as your most professional, powerful, authentic self, which will in turn inspire others to do the same. Conscious leadership requires you to identify and move through the patterns that come up every time you're about to step out of your comfort zone. These patterns can be self-sabotage, procrastination, fear of success, fear of failure, ego trips, comparison overload, or any number of other ways that you've learned to play it safe throughout your life. So Soul Journeys is really about this deep inner work that's talked about here. It's about becoming conscious as an individual. It's about understanding the choices that you're going to make in your life going forward after this life-changing experience. It's about stepping out of your comfort zones, and it's about getting away from what you naturally think are play it safe strategies, but probably are not play it safe strategies at all. All is uncovered in Soul Journeys in a very safe, loving environment that helps you to grow to be the best possible person that you can be. We use a combination of 4 different things when we bring you a soul journey. Up the top is we use a phenomenal environment. And when I say a phenomenal environment, I want to share with you that if we take you, as we are this year, to Morocco, you are not buying an off-the-shelf trip here. This is a trip that has been sat down with us and with our ground handlers and actually worked out to give you an experience that we think is going to rock your life, right? We sit down, we plan everything meticulously. We plan where you're going to go, how long you're going to be there, how much time on the road, how much time together, etc., etc. And we create the environment. That's why we're very particular about the places that we've been choosing over the years, and why also we've stayed away from some other places that people normally go to as well. So the next part of this is the theme. So we combine the environment with a theme. And the theme can be any theme. For instance, in Turkey in 2015, the theme was East meets West, because that's the place where the great wisdom of the East met the great technology of the West and came together. So that was a fantastic theme to consider there. And when we were in Peru in 2011, our theme was on the spirit of the Incas. So we got into the spiritual and shamanic side of Pachamama, Mother Earth, in Peru in that time. Then the third perspective is the inner journey work. So this is the work where we take you deep inside yourself to uncover the different areas that are within you, to allow some of those things to what we call pop, just like popcorn, pop, pop, pop. And then from there, you will be in a much better place than you were before. You'll understand the world a lot better, and you'll understand yourself a lot better when you come out of it, what you want, what you don't want, and your boundaries, your values, your beliefs are going to be clear, and they're going to be yours for once in your life and probably not somebody else's. Is our facilitation. We've been doing this for 10 years, worked with and coached thousands and thousands of people around the world. So we use combination techniques from front of room or front of bus or front of boat seminars, and we've done all of those, and desert camp seminars, to sitting down one-on-one with the people in the group and actually doing a one-on-one session with them during the tour as well. So you get very, very personalized work, normally over 7 to 10 days, 7 to 11 days as well. So this is the combination that makes Soul Journeys work so well for us over that time. I want to share exactly how we apply that, and in a couple of months we'll be in Morocco, 3 to 13 September 2017, and due to a cancellation we do have a ticket left, so if there's anybody out there listening that wants to come, jump on this straight away. If you're listening to this after these dates, do not worry, we have Soul Journeys happening every year, but we're not going back to Morocco. You missed out on Morocco. Sorry about that. We're not going back there. We don't run another one with our leaders there, just the way it works. Morocco is a very, very diverse land of culture, food, East meets West, Arabic, Spanish, English. So there's a lot going on there. It's the tip of Africa and only 16 miles from Europe. Our theme for Morocco is what is love? Love of self, love of the universe, love of the planet, love of another, love of faith, love of food, love of contribution, love of vocation and what you do. We chose that theme because it's the most Googled term in 2016, and it's a fantastic term that applies to everybody that comes on this journey that we can unpack during this journey. Then, why a soul journey? So I look at this group of people here sitting on the pyramids last year, and this is a great example. Why a soul journey? Because you have imprints, undercurrents, blind spots, and tunnels that hold you back. And they're stopping your life from being the best that it can be. And I'm going to use an example of Choi in the back, whose hand's the highest in this photo. About 30 minutes after this photo was taken, he jumped off a rock to have his photo taken in front of a pyramid and busted up his ankle. For the rest of the trip, Choi had to be carried around by us, by the different hosts that we had on our tour in Egypt, and he was on crutches. But Choi, being the great guy that he is and fantastic guy, was able to use this to realize that he had had some deep, deep imprints that had come back in his life about standing on his own 2 feet. Everything turns up on a soul journey, and I'm not saying you're going to break a leg. That's the first time we ever had anything like that in 10 years. But what I'm saying is that you have imprints that you need to unpack, and there are things that are holding you back. There are undercurrents, things that are bubbling below the surface of what you're doing now that is absolutely holding you back. You have blind spots, things that you don't even know about, that nobody's told you about because they're too close to you and they don't want to, tell you about this one thing that's something really that's not working for you, that's holding you back. And you're so focused on things like, I don't have enough love, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough friends, or some other tunnel that's holding you back. We uncover this, so when you leave, just like Choi, a very, very empowered person who understands what's going on in their inner psyche and in their spirit, and that is amazing. Now, the right people always show up. And what I mean by that, it wasn't only that we had somebody with medical experience on this trip for Choi. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that these are trips where you create lifelong friends. These are trips where you're creating connections that go on not only years, but in some cases decades. And this is where the right person shows up at the right time, who, when you're going through an experience or have been too reluctant to share an experience, that they'll actually get up and probably share exactly that same experience, which paves the way for you to do it and get that experience off your chest. And my question is, when have you ever taken 7 to 11 days to just work on you, to just be at one with yourself, to just look inside you, and to do that and spend that time with some of the best coaches, consultants, and strategists that there are around? We're very proud of what we do, and we're very proud of the results that we get, and we've been doing it a long time. We've been doing it in many, many countries around the world. This is also your opportunity to gain clarity about your life purpose, your vision, and your business as well. So there are many different reasons that people come on this particular types of tours. So we don't do travel, we do profound life experiences, and that's something that I said many, many years ago, and it's something that's been a catch cry of Soul Journeys ever since. Back to Morocco, you see our itinerary here in the first 3 days. We're starting in Casablanca, and Casablanca, Moroccan vision here is that the heart is not representative of love, the liver is representative of love. And so we're going to unpack that whole fascination around why that's different. We're going to be going to Marrakesh to the Assembly of the Dead. By the way, it's not a macabre place. It would have been in the 17th century. It's now a marketplace. And so we're going to be looking at the associations of the use of one space for good and for evil and the basis of good and evil there. We're going to be going to El Qatar, the marketplace, and giving back. The women there have been trained, they're disabled, they've got no other options in life. They've been trained to embroider the most amazing quilts and things like that. So we're going to be working with those. We're going to be going to this site in this photo here, the Zar of Ait Ben Haddou. This has the UNESCO sacred number of 444, which is actually realization of dreams. We're going to be going to the Todra Gorge, 33 feet wide and 500 feet high. Imagine that. And we do workshops. We do different sacred circles and things like that inside these places. And we're going to be going out to the Algerian border and camping out there under the stars overnight. And we're going to be doing a very special sacred ceremony under the stars in the Sahara Desert. Then we're going to be going to Fez, where the women wear white when they're grieving for their husbands, not black. That was brought in by Queen Victoria when her husband Albert died in the 19th century. We're going to be staying in Andalusia and looking at some of the Andalusian art and staying in some amazing riads, which are like boutique hotels, guest houses, dating back centuries and centuries, phenomenal architecture, absolutely beautiful. And we're going to be going to Volubilis, the amazing ancient Roman city stuck in the middle of Morocco, cultural melting pot of different places, different cultures. And we always like to do something that's very synonymous with where we go. And in Morocco, we're finishing the trip at that wonderful restaurant, Rick's, from Cafe American, from the film Casablanca. They've built a replica of it in Morocco, and that's where we will be for our last night's dinner. So as you can see, we pack a lot of stuff into our itineraries. They're very diverse. This is a fully customized itinerary. You can't buy this off the shelf anywhere because most people will skip, for instance, the social contribution. Most people will skip the Roman city on a tour. Yet there's different work and different energies that we bring in from different spaces of our consciousness that will relate to our theme in each of those areas there. So how do we create this journey, this soul journey for you when you're on tour with us somewhere around the world? Well, we have sacred ceremonies that we do. We have personal coaching and intuitive readings that happen. And when I say that they happen because they meant to happen at that time. We share some very, very deep ancient wisdom, and a lot of people come because of the ancient wisdom that we share. We share conspiracy and what's actually happening in the cover-ups that are happening in our world. We share topics of consciousness and purpose. We share about the totems, the signs and the symbols that can lead us to our greatness and how they work and how they interact with our world. And we look at contribution, which is an amazing part of what we do, and at our own family as well, which is not only our family at home, but our extended family of Soul Journeys. You can check us out at any stage at souljourneys.tours. So just write that one down or take a screenshot, souljourneys.tours, and you'll see what's up to date. And that's something you should definitely bookmark because this is something that you will want to do, if not now, at some stage in the future. So what are our upcoming tours? In 2017, we are in Morocco. In 2018, we're in Mongolia. These are all in September, folks. September is our chosen time to do our Soul Journeys as part of September. So Mongolia next year, we're going to be unpacking Genghis Khan, Kublai Khan, and the great shamanic traditions of Mongolia. Then we're going to be heading in 2019 to Argentina. Argentina has the beautiful cultural centers of Obviously, Buenos Aires and particularly La Boca, the home of the tango, the home of the great artists. But it also has the Pampas, the grasslands, the gauchos, the great cowboys of Argentina, and of course the great waterfalls and the great rivers of Argentina as well, just as a very special setting to sort of unpack the bandit in our life. And then in 2020, we're heading to Romania, one of the most fascinating places in the world, the home of Transylvania, of course, and Vlad the Impaler, Dracula. But we're not focused on Dracula so much. We're focused on some of the ancient stone sites, some of the beautiful castles, some of the traditions and the family and the heritage of these places. So there's some of the things that are coming up in the future. If you want to email us about anything, definitely take a screenshot of this page, souljourneys@rockyourlife.net, and you will get through to us on email there. You'll definitely have an amazing time on Soul Journeys. It is something totally unique and something totally different than anything that you've done before. That is for sure. And that is why we have people coming back 3, 4, 5, even over 10 times and have traveled with us for nearly 10 years on Soul Journeys. Folks, I hope that's given you a good insight into Soul Journeys and into what we do. I look forward to catching you later.